Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of our All Hecata Chronicle Berlin Bloodlines. This is Episode 2, Dark Corridors. So let's meet our dark vampires, starting with Az.
Well, hello everybody! I'm Az, or as I was on the social media, because I think I'm funny, and today I will be playing the delicious, delightful, devious diablerist, Adelaide Nagaraja, the devil's favorite daughter.
Yes. And Luna.
Hello, I'm Luna, or druidbynight. You can find me at druidbynight on most social medias, including on Twitch where I stream. And this time zone, I will be playing Imogen Lamia, best cult leader for the Bahari.
And we will be joined by a special guest after the break. But as always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves, as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings for this game will be down in the description below. So if you both are ready, lass uns anfangen, or let us return to Berlin, the same night that Edgar, Maria, and Tullio have left to meet with the werewolves. Both of you know that Edgar's great love, Aelin, this singer of light, this key to stopping the Shadowbane, this reincarnated soul of power, is becoming a real problem. Not just for Edgar, but for the family and eventually for Berlin. Supposedly, she is now in a magically induced coma or some such nonsense, and is being protected by the Lupines, which of course was Edgar's brilliant idea. Another one of Edgar's brilliant ideas was to reach out to Akua Samdi, the head of the bloodline here in Berlin, to speak to the Baron, the supposed founder of the Samdi bloodline. He's mysterious and enigmatic to all those, but he spawned. Akua acquiesced to inquire after a meeting, but the response seemed to be that only you two were invited, although you had nothing to do with the initial request and can only assume Edgar must have mentioned you in some capacity. Which is irritating, to say the least, but is perhaps less daunting than being in a room with a werewolf, so there is that. All Akua told you was to meet him at Cleopatra's, to bring him offerings of food, drink, and pleasure, whatever that means. So we will begin tonight in the Bahari Manor, where both of you reside, but we're going to start first with Adelaide. Now, Adelaide, you and Bella have taken shelter here for quite a while. There's safety in numbers in case Sahira gets a bee in her bonnet about attacking you for a third time. You're down in the basement apartment Imogen has lent you. It's dank and it's dark, but that's not a negative for you, necessarily. What's also not a negative is you are not alone down here. You are nestled and curved against Kasim's body, your back pressed against his chest, your still warm skin perfectly smooth against the errant curls of his chest and abdomen. He breathes warm breath against your neck as he kisses it, teasing your skin with the barest point of his fangs as he does so. And he says, "Every night when I rise, I think only of this. Only these stolen moments with you, Habibti."
It would be nice if we had more of them.
We can take more of them if we want to. And he sort of moves himself in front of you and begins kissing down your chest, down your stomach.
As tempting as this is, I do have somewhere I have to be later.
Hear him sigh deeply into your midriff and lean his forehead against it as he turns and looks over. Yes. Lambskin condoms. We don't need those.
No, but it was a request that was made. As well as the bottles of cognac and absinthe, the ones that I showed you.
Yes, I brought them all, and a pearl necklace.
That is a wonderful addition, thank you.
I was hoping it was for you, but it's not, is it, Adelaide?
No.
Would you like to tell me what it is?
Her teeth. Her tongue does run across her very sharp, pointed, almost shark-like teeth.
Edgar had the brilliant idea to ask for a meeting, but only Imogen and I were invited. With the Baron, this Samidi?
I am afraid I'm unfamiliar.
As am I.
Where are you meeting him?
From my understanding, in the Shadowlands. Aku is taking us.
I know. And she runs her fingers through his hair and the other one along his jaw and starts peppering kisses along his face.
He sort of growls low in his throat. I don't like this.
I don't like this either.
Is there anything that I can say or do to convince you that this is a terrible idea?
That this is a terrible idea? No. But to make it so I do not go. Someone has to follow through.
I suppose you'll need me to watch for Bella.
If you would not mind. Hopefully we should not be gone for that long.
Yes. I, of course, have my duties at the court, but I can leave as often as I am able to check in on her. But, of course, I'm sure Imogen has... What am I saying? Imogen, of course, would be able to take care of her.
Imogen is coming with me, but I think if I asked, the rest of the Bahari would.
I think it is a very bad idea to remove the mother of the Bahari from her place of worship for some errant chore for your cousin.
And I will be sure to let Edgar know this when he decides to make decisions that affect us all.
I see.
There is a low rumble in her chest.
Mm-hmm. Would you make me 2 rouse checks, please?
Absolutely.
One for Blush of Life, and 1 for your rouse in the morning, or in the evening.
I'm at 2 hunger. Okay. Oh, well, if I started at 1, right? Or
you started at 1.
I'm at 2.
Okay. Seam rises and he pulls a pair of pants on. He says, "Do you need to feed before you leave?"
If you wouldn't mind, I know you have things to do.
And he
But
sort
you
of
have more
he sort of waves
options.
his hand as if his things are important. He pulls out one of the many ritualistic daggers and scalpels that you have around here, and he cuts out his wrist.
Adelaide will kiss along all the way up to the cut, and then take one hunger down.
Seam grabs your clothes for you as well. Helps gather up your basket. And make sure that you're wearing the necklace that he gave you. For good luck.
Yes.
Imogen. You also have Blush of Life activated, because upstairs at the moment, you are leading one of the very common and desired and needed rituals of the Bahari, which are the orgies. The mix of pain and pleasure. Can I get 2 rouse checks from you as well, please?
Yes. I succeeded both of them.
Perfect. So you're at 1 hunger. And you're watching your daughters participate in this with the men that they collect off of the street, that they convince to come to this particular party. And you know that many of them, the ones who do survive the encounter, will very likely become part of the Bahari, the ones who aren't outright sacrificed. The ones who die are sacrifices to the mother for not being able to withstand her love. And you're watching some of your daughters perform fellatio using both their fangs and their mouth. So it's the Hecata bite is very painful. So it's a mix of this pain and pleasure. And how much I need to know, because Imogen has had issues with participating in these rituals. Now, Imogen is very dedicated to Lilith. She's very proud and serious about being the mother of the Bahari. But let me into Imogen's head. Tell me where she's at watching her daughters so gleefully and happily finally getting to get back to what is quote unquote normal for them.
I think Imogen is in a what could best be described as lace lingerie, but with many garters and tall boots. And she is simply circling the chamber like a shark, observing with her hands behind her back, making sure that everyone, well, the daughters in particular, are enjoying themselves and dedicating themselves to the ritual. She has the greener members, perhaps the women or men or whoever they've picked off the street and saved. Leading.
No air quotes for you.
Percussion.
The air quotes are just for me.
Oh yeah. Leading drums. They have percussions going for rhythm. Because she's nothing without merciful, not making the green ones participate just yet.
Sure. But you notice that one of them playing the drums, she was not indoctrinated. Whoever pulled her off the street, and there's no way, you'd have to go around and ask. Whoever pulled her off the street perhaps didn't indoctrinate her enough or appropriately, and she is just timidly playing the drums. She seems to be afraid at hearing the sounds of the pain, the screaming, the agony that some of these members are exhibiting. Do you do anything?
I think Imogen would notice this right away and stalk over to her. It may seem like stalking, but Imogen is attempting a motherly facade, a motherly aura, and she crouches down or stands next to her and says, "Are you uncomfortable? Does this make you scared?"
And the young woman nods her head furiously. It's almost like she's trying to cover herself, as she's not wearing any clothes.
Look at me. And she'll gently put her hand on her chin. You are safe here, in the Dark Mother's embrace. And Imogen will look out and kind of move her face to look out as well. This is music. This is her song. Find pleasure in the fact that you are no longer at the mercy of the world. You are in the embrace of the Mother now.
Tears are flowing down her cheeks, and she nods. Do you have any dominate?
I don't. Let me
I don't
double
think
check.
you do.
Okay.
I think
I do not.
dominate. No?
Yes, no dominate.
Okay. So she will just take time. You know, several of your daughters have dominate, and you might need to make a mental note to particularly work on this one.
Could I roll leadership or Dark Mother song?
You absolutely could roll Dark Mother song.
2 successes.
Yeah. Although she's crying and she still seems upset, she does start to play the percussion a little bit more in tempo with everyone else. She doesn't seem like she's going to basically fold into herself out of fear. Eventually, your second in command, Hannah, comes over to you, the caitiff adopted Lamia. And she says, "Mother, I don't mean to interrupt the ritual, but I have the items that you requested. May we speak for a moment?"
Why, of course, and she'll pluck a lace robe off a hook and tie it around herself.
This is what I could find based on what you requested. And she pulls out of this very ornate box a very large bottle of alcohol, maybe the largest you've ever seen. She says, "This is something called Crown Royal."
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know anything about alcohol. And this is the most expensive caviar that I could find at this time of night. Beluga caviar from Rusland, from Russia. And it's in front of you. It's a large tin. And she says, "As for precious jewels, it was difficult. Everything is closed. You know how early they close everything, especially jewelry stores. But I have this." And she holds out a crown to you. And you've seen this crown before. You've never seen Hanalori wear it. Not in the years that you've been here. But it is a crown that has points pointing down. So should you wear this crown, you would have to insert it into your own skin around your head. A very symbol of pleasure and pain, right? Pleasure of being a leader, but the pain of wearing the crown. And it is inlaid with these very large rubies. But I do not know if you'd want to give this to whoever it is that you're giving these gifts to.
She kind of holds it and has guilt wash over her for what she knows but also doesn't know. And she says, "I'll bring it just in case."
I don't know. Maza, may I speak candidly?
Of course.
This performing the ritual, allowing them to begin again, is a good step towards cementing your power, but there are still those among the daughters who whisper that you should not have been chosen. That Hannelore didn't pick you. Giving away the crown of the Bahari, I can't imagine it will end well should anyone find out.
Your candidness is appreciated, and your honesty is, well, you're right.
Perhaps you should deign to wear it.
You know, I had that thought, but didn't want to offend my gracious host. But perhaps he'll find it interesting.
Maybe he'll try to pluck it off your head. I guess you'll find out.
Right. That was my other thought.
And wits and awareness, please.
3?
3 is fine. You hear someone... You hear a creak in the wooden floors. Someone is peeking into the orgy.
I'll immediately turn around towards the sound.
Have your robe around you and it sort of flutters as you move out from this little office space here and it is Bella. And she's watching what's going on. Sort of has her fanny up in the air and sort of peeking in through the curtain, trying to be sneaky, and has 0 dots installed.
Is she's behind a curtain?
No, the orgy is behind a curtain. She is looking she's looking from the hallway in.
Oh, I see. Imogen will open the curtain
Mm-hmm.
and like just have it in full view behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to like hide it or anything. Interested in joining.
I mean, what do you think the chances are if I joined that it would get me a little closer to the embrace? Is it a good chance?
Probably not tonight, no.
Okay. Is it a good chance in general?
That is not up for me to decide, Bella, you know that.
Well, I didn't know Hannelore really well, but I know Osric was a Bahari. And he's my uncle dad, remember? So I think it's in the family or something.
Right. Well, you have been training and you have been improving.
Yeah, all I have to do is get really good at sex, right?
It's a little more nuanced than that, but perhaps we could speak
and
with
she's
Adelaide.
she's sort of watching this tantric thing happening amongst 2 of the daughters and 3 men, and she's like, looks real nuanced.
She kind of looked down and let out a small sigh. If you are actually interested in serving the Dark Mother and not just your own ambitions to become Kindred, perhaps we could speak to Adelaide.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she'd be super, super into me joining. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. You know, Kenneth always gets what he wants, doesn't he? Even if he didn't want it. Kenneth died and gets to be what he is, and I'm still here persisting. It's great. Have fun tonight. And Bella walks off.
She'll kind of shake her head and close the curtain.
And Hannah sort of looks at you irritatedly. How long is she going to be staying here?
For the foreseeable future, dear daughter.
I don't like that. That's no. Must we?
We're protectors, if nothing else.
Yes, but she has a family.
She does. But she's also Adelaide's charge, and Adelaide is staying with us for her safety.
She should tell that boyfriend of hers to buy her a house.
Well, when Sahira is no longer a threat, I think I'll make that suggestion.
Yes, so am I... Am I in the... taking the lead of the ritual while you are away?
Yes, please.
Yes. Alright. I'll get back to it. Good luck, Maza.
Kind of put a hand on her cheek, and thank you.
She bows deeply and heads back in. And that is the point where Kasim has left out from underneath. He doesn't like to come up to where the Bahari are. Not because he has any issue with the Bahari. It's not a religion that he adheres to. So he doesn't feel like it's appropriate for him to be here. As you know, he is Zoroastrian. That is the religion he still sticks to, even in his own life. So he left out through the basement. Through the bulkhead, essentially. But you're up here, and I assume, Adelaide, you want to say bye to Bella. In addition to collecting Imogen, you'd want to say goodbye to Bella.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you run into Imogen, who is not dressed yet.
Yeah, Adelaide would have come up and gone immediately to wherever the ritual was, and is just looking at the sea of bodies.
Imogen looks like she's getting ready for a very elegant bedtime routine.
Oh, yes. Adelaide.
Is this what you will be wearing?
Well, it wasn't my plan, but do you think our host would prefer it?
I've never met
No.
the Baron, but given the very vague information Edgar gave us, potentially. You
Happy
can't
medium.
get cold, so
It's true. Perhaps a happy medium. Allow me to change. Bella went off to sulk that way.
did she participate?
No, but she thought if she did, she might become embraced. I told her she's welcome to serve the Dark Mother, but I figure it would be a conversation with you first.
I believe some practical application will be needed for her to understand what she's asking.
Believe so as well. She doesn't grasp much of anything, if I'm being frank.
When one lets one's emotions lead the way, they lead to paths that cannot be undone.
Indeed. Excuse me.
And Adelaide will part with Imogen to go say goodbye to Bella.
Bella is currently on the veranda towards the back of the house and smoking.
Hello, my love.
Hey, Mama.
So you're thinking about joining the Bahari?
Not really. Not in earnest. I'm just, I'm sick of being trapped in this house.
I did talk briefly. What if we had our own house?
I mean, yes, please.
I know the basement is not to your liking. I'd like you to have a room that you actually enjoy.
Uh-huh. And what then? You sleep during the day, and Kasim spends every single day over there because you're attached at the hip, and I sit there and I watch you sleep, and I protect you during the daytime, and we just do that forever. I just want to know.
I know. One of the reasons for us being here is for you to understand.
Okay. I'm getting tired of this constant waiting. So how about this? Find me. If you don't want to embrace me and you don't want me to be embraced, and I know you keep saying it'll happen someday and this and that, and you don't, but I know I'm not stupid. All right, everyone always thinks I'm stupid, and I'm not stupid.
I have never said you are stupid.
You don't have to say it. Let me be a mother.
Is there someone you have chosen?
No. Find me someone. Let me have something that's mine.
We should talk more about this. Because I do want you to have what would make you happy.
Can you roll me a wits and politics, Adelaide?
I got a messy crit. So 4, 5, 6,
excellent.
7 successes.
Excellent. Although at first when Bella says this, you think she's being sincere. You feel terrible that she is so unhappy. And then you realize as she's talking that she's talking like Olivia, not like herself. She is trying her hand at manipulation. You know that traditionally within the Hecata, if you give children to the bloodline, and for her it would be the Giovanni bloodline, because although they were embraced Duncern, we know Osric and Olivia were born Giovanni. If she gave to the bloodline, she is due embrace. And she could go to Ilsa and say, I have produced a child, I am due embrace. And with that messy critical, you grab onto her and realize what she is doing. And I'll let that scene play out from there as you grab her viciously and violently and pull her towards yourself.
We are face to face, and Adelaide is smiling so she can see what her teeth will become should she be embraced.
Mm-hmm.
I have never lied to you. Do not start lying to me.
She just nods very sheepishly. She may be the daughter of Osric and Olivia, but she was not meant for that. She hasn't the gumption. She hasn't the follow through.
I told you we would talk about this, but no, if you would like to see what it will be, when I come back, I will show you. And you will do it as I did it.
I'm sorry.
I thought better of you.
Do you let her go?
I think as it plays out, one finger at a time will release from her shoulders.
Bella runs back into the house. And Imogen, as you're coming out of your having dressed in something a little bit more appropriate for places outside the Bahari Manor, you see Bella running past you and down into one of the rooms that sometimes she hangs out up in here. Slams the door like a teenager. Because, again, as we've just expressed, Bella is in, let's call it, arrested development.
Yes. Imogen will approach Adelaide, but understanding Adelaide's temper's not the right word, but understanding she's upset, keep an arm's length and just say, "You spoke to her then?"
Adelaide's face very infrequently changes. It's always pretty stoic. But she has blood tears starting to form. We did. I don't want to be him.
I don't think that you are.
It would be so easy to, though.
I cannot disagree with that. But that is what makes us, you, wiser and stronger.
This family, we cannot do things the way they have been. Look at what it's done to us. Not your.
No, I understand. I agree. One problem at a time, though. Yes?
Yes. And we will deal with our childer later. And all childer that might be.
Kind of cocks her head at that, but doesn't comment on it.
So, Adelaide has a car. Imogen doesn't have. Imogen just has a car that's like for that the Bahari have. So you don't have Jocelyn drive, do you, Imogen?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. You get driven around, which is fine.
Yeah.
Girl boss.
We discussed that.
yeah.
Yeah. We drive Imogen around.
Yeah. So Adelaide, you have the car that Kasim bought you because he's obsessed with you.
Yeah, my very fancy, very safe car that has all of the features. Crash rating through the roof.
So you can certainly drive to Cleopatra's. Now, again, as I've discussed many times, where Edgar insists on taking his car everywhere, driving into the center of Berlin is not fun and not commonly done because we're in Europe and you walk or you take public transportation. So you will have a fun time trying to find a place to park later. But in the meantime, you can have any conversation you'd like with Imogen as you make your way to Cleopatra's. Imogen with the Crown Royal and caviar. And are you taking the crown or no?
Imogen is going to wear the crown.
We'll get to that. And Adelaide, you have lambskin condoms, cigars, absinthe.
Adelaide has, the lambskin condoms, some very, very fancy cigars, 2 bottles of liquor. One is a very expensive bottle of cognac. The other is a bottle of absinthe that has an actual beetle in it.
Mm-hmm.
And a variety of foods and drink, and laying on top is the pearl necklace that she's very, very sad that it's not hers now.
Mm-hmm. So, as you're driving, before you have your conversation, Imogen, you put on the crown. I need you to take, hang on. I had physical notes for this. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Will it make Imogen bleed with Blush of Life?
Imogen's Blush of Life is still going. Yes. You take 3 points of superficial damage as you place the crown into your head. So you see Imogen wearing a very ostentatious and expensive looking silver crown.
Did you bring anything else?
I did.
That seems important.
Yes, well, I figure that the Baron would either appreciate it and find it interesting, or hopefully, worst case, be offended. So, but I did bring, and she'll point to her gift basket. Let's see, there is alcohol, and Luna already forgot because Luna has goldfish brain.
Caviar.
Caviar, yes. Expensive caviar.
Did you bring any jewels besides that?
No, but perhaps another happy medium. And she kind of... We'll get to that in a second. Perhaps I could pluck a ruby. Sign of good faith.
So are you going as the mother of the Bahari?
I am.
Edgar owes us so much.
Oh, he does. And Imogen has been, after she put the crown on, she's been kind of fussing with her collar. She's wearing that lace robe, and underneath it is a black slip with a plunging neckline, which is not something she wears out. And she looks slightly uncomfortable.
Would you like a jacket for the rest of the walk once we find somewhere to park?
Oh no, that's quite alright. It's, call it a exposure therapy. Literally.
Alright then. Do you know anything else besides what Akua told us? And what Edgar, with his vapid words, said?
I tried to do research in our library. Is there anything I could roll for additional information, or do I know precious little?
How many Dawson academics do you have?
Academics 1, occult 3.
Okay. I will allow an intelligence and occult roll from both of you.
Hey, Huddy.
Mm-hmm.
Due to the nature of the Baron, would my grave rituals
Yes.
Yes!
Adelaide's like, finally, I never get to use that specialty.
Alright, intelligence. And you said intelligence and occult?
Mm-hmm.
I got 8 successes.
Okay, so here's what you both would have learned. But one of you will glean something differently. You, as far as you know, the Baron Samdi, or Doc San is another name that he goes by, is the progenitor of the Samdi bloodline. And he came into being, he was a spirit of some kind that was forced into a human body and then embraced by supposedly Augustus Giovanni. And it was a great triumph because this was a very powerful spirit, supposedly, for the West African diaspora, the people who believe in hoodoo, a lot of Haitian religions. So this was a great triumph for him. This was his trip around the world to make his doppio de sangue, his secondary bloodlines to the, of course, the unico sangue, the Giovanni bloodline, which was the best one and the pure one. But he had this great ambition to make a bunch of like secondary branches to sort of bulk up his clan. And as far as you know, he pulled this spirit up, put it in a human body, embraced them, and created a new bloodline. That is what you know, Imogen. Adelaide, you would have read these same things as Imogen, and you would have said whoever wrote this was a Giovanni. This is very clearly all, what is the phrase? History is written by the victors. This is very clear bias towards Giovanni supremacy. Whoever wrote these whenever they were written a long time ago. So you would be skeptical if that's the actual truth. Imogen would be like, well, I guess that's what happened.
I read a bit on him. I would suggest, as you are the mother of the Bahari, focusing on that and not the blood you came from or its entanglement with the Baron.
Given the history I read, which I'm sure you were also privy to, I agree.
Someone once said history is written by the victor, like their losses placed in front of their faces.
She ponders this for a moment, thinking back to what she read. And she kind of smiles like just one more bit of propaganda to unlearn, one more knot to pull out.
And sometimes it's easier to cut those knots than try to untangle them. But as you drive to Cleopatra's, you of course come to the bright green and purple neon sign that says Cleopatra's. You know Akua is here. This is his favorite place to be. It's the only place you ever see him except when he has to go to the family dinners, otherwise he doesn't want to go anywhere. He spent the entire time in hiding here at Cleopatra's. He didn't even go to a haven elsewhere. He said if he was going to go, he was going to go right here. He absolutely loves this place, and Huddy's not emphasizing that for any reason. So you do you just enter in, or what is the game plan here? Do you walk in with all of your things?
So if I remember right, Adelaide did agree that she would come visit more often. So I think she's been here a couple times at least.
Probably.
Is there a quieter entrance besides the front one?
There is a back entrance where the trash cans are.
Adelaide's going to direct Imogen to the back.
Yes.
Direct Imogen to the back, and back here you see Jaman, who's Akua's child, who always has that skull attached to his hip. And he's back here, he seems to be sorting through what looks like little shot glasses of blood. But there's no way for you to tell unless, of course, you tried it. He sees you both, and he says, good evening, mademoiselles.
Good evening, Germain.
What are you doing here? Has my father have something planned for you?
Yes.
Something like that, yes.
And then he takes a look at what you're carrying. Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. And no wonder he has spent all this time down in the basement. It's that way. Please go away with those things. I don't want them anywhere near me.
Thank you for your explanation on that.
No problem. Bye-bye. Good luck.
Imogen purses her lips and just slowly turns her head to Adelaide with a look of fucking Edgar.
Fucking Edgar, wait.
So you head down to the basement. Of course, down here is there's many mounds down here. This is where Germain likes to do, and Louisa, who's not here, likes to do a lot of the work of raising and dissolving corpses. They have their own homuncular servants and things. But that's all been cleared away. Apparently, everything down here has been cleared away. A lot of the liquor and everything that they store down here has been moved, and seems to be a ritualistic circle down here. And several, Adelaide would know this from her time with Alexander, several fresh bodies that are piled on top of this ritualistic circle. About 6. They are completely naked and vivisected and very fresh.
Adelaide is doing the math with 6 bodies on how fucked we are. Because of how much things cost.
Mm-hmm.
We are... Who?
Eventually, you hear someone coming down the stairs, and it is Akua, and he has a very large cigar in his hand, and he says, hello, my cousins. No longer you call me Uncle Akua, I am Cousin Akua. Hello.
Good evening, cousin.
Cousin?
Yes, you have brought good things for the Baron?
Adelaide's going to open up the basket
Mm-hmm.
so
And
he
he's-
can inspect.
Yes, good.
Do the same.
Pour it over the bodies. Chop, chop, let's go.
Do I need to open it?
You can, or you can leave it closed. I believe that the Baron would like you to leave it closed. I don't think he wants to collect it all in the next portal, but you, of course, can do as you wish.
Adelaide will put it in one of the open chest cavities.
Mm-hmm.
Do the same. Kind of nestle it next to Adelaide's.
Yeah. Where do you put the caviar?
I will set the caviar.
I know this is getting... it looks like this is getting weird.
No, I just it's such a wild image to try to play with in my head.
It's... Ever seen a Jenga tower? Imagine it was
Yeah.
made out of a people.
Thick.
Mhm.
Literally.
Yeah.
Um,
Adelaide would help and be like,
If you put it on top when it...
Oh, yes. Perfect.
That's why I put the necklace on top.
I will do just that. Following Adelaide's instruction.
Kua's just standing there and he's nodding, and he has the cigar. He hasn't lit it or anything yet. So, well, any questions before you go traveling into the pocket dimension of the Baron Samdi? Now is the time to ask them. Afraid you won't be able to ask me afterwards.
How do we get back on Edgar's little adventure?
The Baron will send you back. In his own time, unfortunately. I cannot say how long you will be gone. Could be minutes, could be hours, could be more than that. Let's hope not.
Kind of steal a very concerned glance towards Adelaide.
Did you put someone in charge?
I did.
Someone that you trust to be in charge for more than a ritual?
My second in command. Does Kasim know?
Yes.
Tulio does not.
Cousin,
Cousin?
would you mind informing Tulio when he comes back of where we have gone and that it was Edgar who sent us on this errand?
Yes, I think I can do that. Tulio should come here more often anyway, so it is a perfect excuse.
Good.
Excellent. Could I ask, dear cousin, what was Edgar's purpose? And why is he not invited if this was his request?
That is a broad question. What is Edgar's purpose? I can't answer that. That is far too broad, and you must certainly ask Edgar such a thing.
My mistake. It is for this visit.
For the visit to the Baron,
Yes.
Edgar would like to know if the Baron knows anything about what has happened to his soul and the soul of his beloved and the soul of this ancient woman that seems to be controlling much of the power shadow play here in the Berlin. This Behesht, as he called her.
And if this is about her, why is Edgar not doing it himself?
He's not invited. To be fair, Edgar asked only for him to be, for a meeting to be set up between himself and Edgar. But, and when he says himself, you get the feeling that Akua is speaking about the Baron with a capital H. But the Baron has no desire to meet Edgar Dunsern, or Fionlach Dunsern, Edgar Wade. He has no desire to meet a Tullio Giovanni or a Maria Rossellini. However, the names he gave me were Adelaide Novak, and I believe that is you, and Imogen Giovanni. I believe that's you.
That is the first time Adelaide has heard that name since she was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Imogen bristles at Giovanni.
He has a very particular taste, if you can't tell, as he gestures to the vivisected bodies covered now in, like, liquor and caviar and jewelry. He has very particular tastes of what he enjoys being around himself. And you fit the bill, the two of you. If you want to know why you do, I'm afraid you will have to ask the bloody doctor himself.
How should we conduct ourselves?
I would think respectfully would be the top of the list. You can't sincerely ask me to say anything negative about himself.
No.
And I never would, he says, looking all around.
Could I do an insight check on Akua for that statement?
Certainly.
6. I got 6.
Akua seems to have a genuine reverence for Baron Samdi, combined with a healthy dose of fear.
Perfect.
Yeah. Whether you think that's, however you'd like to interpret that, Adelaide, I'll leave it entirely up to you. Is there any questions that I can answer for you that the Doc Sand cannot answer for you himself? And he constantly refers to him as himself.
Not him himself.
It is an old habit from the old days.
Would it be respectful to do so, or would it be seen as inappropriate for us?
In the same way that I can see things beyond things, I can see into you in ways that you have not realized you can see into yourself. I do not recommend you be anybody but yourself in front of Baron Samdi, but perhaps just your best behaved self.
I can do this.
I know. I don't think he would have invited you if he thought that you could not. He does not suffer inhospitable guests.
Then let us be hospitable. We do not wish to keep him waiting unless there is something for you, Imogen.
No. No, I think if we're going to do this, we should do it. She trails off. She's going to say, quickly, but, well.
Will the crown be offensive to him?
I think he might be offended that you came here and do not offer it to him.
Perhaps a ruby from the crown. That was my thought.
I honestly cannot say if that is offensive to him or not. It has been a very long time since I have made an offering to Baron Samdi. Not since I was a young man dying on the fields of a battlefield of Napoleon. He visited me then, and that was quite a long time ago.
He visited you.
Oh, did you think Uncle Akua was just some upstart from France, and before that from Haiti? I do not think so.
No, I did not. I would not be so foolish to assume these things about you, cousin.
And yet your history continues to fascinate me, cousin.
Yes, it should. It's a very fascinating history.
Now, if you suggest we should be nobody but ourselves, well, I am the mother of the Bahari, Giovanni or not. So.
Interesting. Are you ready? Oh, don't all say yes at once now.
We don't want to keep him waiting. Yes.
All the Baron Samdi has is time. And he has this one very large cigar, and he puts it in the mouth of the body of the person on the top of it. And then from his suit coat, he pulls out several more and puts them each into the mouth of these other bodies that are below it. And it's like a Jenga tower. And you make sure their heads are turned outwards so none of them are going to touch each other. And he has one final one that he takes and he lights it up. And as he lights his, all of theirs light. And he takes a very deep inhale of breath. And he blows smoke all over the bodies. And all over all of your sacrifices or offerings. And the smoke it's too much. There's no way he has the lung capacity, even as an undead creature, to make this amount of smoke. And it encompasses this Jenga tower of bodies. And what it is replaced with is a black void. Everything has been taken. And all that's left is a portal. And with his cigar, he hands it to you, Imogen. Good luck.
Thank you, cousin. I believe we will need it.
And Adelaide's going to take Imogen's arm.
Imogen will give a final respectful nod to Akua, take Adelaide's arm.
We walk in.
Perfect. So, you step through, and the air changes. The world of the living fades away, and you find yourself standing in ankle-deep water, black and brackish. And if you look down at your reflection in this water, what looks back at you is wrong. You look like shadows of yourselves, thin, hollow-eyed, and everywhere around you is the whisper of something calling you from underneath the water.
Adelaide looks down once and then keeps her chin up and is looking for the path forward.
Now, Imogen looks down at herself, and I think seeing the kind of hollow cheekbones and eyes, she'll have a flash, something she hasn't thought about in a long time. She'll see Arianna in her reflection.
It doesn't take a roll for either of you to realize that what you're looking at is your own bodies, what you would look like were you still alive. So, as you walk through this brackish water, all the trees around you rise from the mire. Their branches are very low, and they seem to be hung with something, fluttering. They look like maybe the pieces or the remnants of funeral shrouds. There's lots of mists here that are curling low. They're green and gray and a very unnatural color, and everything here looks unnatural. The sky, if you look upwards, it's not day, it's not night, it's more like an ashen void. There's also in the distance, there seems to be these embers that are falling out of the sky and landing somewhere, but not making any noise of any kind. Farther into the distance, though, you do see torches that are leading somewhere, and they're burning with a cold green fire. If you get close enough, they aren't hot.
I think Adelaide would get close enough to inspect one.
Can you even put your hand in it? Nothing happens.
It's not like the rituals with Baba. Yeah.
No, this is something else.
Yeah.
Shockingly enough. As you travel, though, you do see that there are lots of spirits here. They're hiding behind these trees. They're looking out at you. Their eyes almost look like... How to explain this? Almost look like they flicker. Like there's fireflies in their skulls. That's the only way I could describe it. The corpuses or the corpi of these spirits is unique. They're not the same. Some of them are half formed, some of them are fully formed, some of them are just an idea, a whisper. You look at it and you see a bus. It's very strange. You see a bus, or you see a boat, or you see some sort of object, and then it disappears. But when you look again, you see it again, you look away and it's there again. It's not a fully formed creature. It is an idea of a thing. The Shadowlands are a very weird place, and neither of you have a lot of experience being here. So as you follow the torches, it leads to a clearing. And it leads to what can only be described as an island that's also a graveyard. It's rising out of the bog. And you see a lot of crushed tombstones and like fresh turned fetid soil. And in the center is a ramshackle estate.
Well, I suppose our next step would be to knock.
I believe it would be. Adelaide's fascinated by the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
I think Imogen is more on high alert. If we're to be ourselves, she is constantly looking left, right.
Yes,
forward,
these
back.
spirits seem to be afraid of you. They're hiding from you. They're curious, but they're hiding.
We pull them from their homes. Why wouldn't they be afraid?
Yes, sure enough.
And Adelaide's going to politely walk up to the door. 3 knocks.
Okay. So what you walk up to, and you walk up to this door, looks like something that you would have maybe seen on TV, since we're doing this in Europe. It looks like something you may have seen if you watched any TV shows that took place in New Orleans, for example. It's a big mansion. Well, it's a dilapidated mansion, but it's still big, with wide verandas and ornate railings. And as you knock, the door just opens.
He's still holding onto Imogen's arm, walking in.
Imogen, are you still holding the cigar? The lit cigar?
She is.
Inside, the walls are breathing. The wallpaper is peeling in slow, wet curls, and as the walls breathe, the curls go up and they go down. It's a very clear indicator that they're breathing. Of course, you can also hear it breathing. There's fetishes hanging from every single corner of the ceiling. Shriveled hearts, finger bones, glass jars containing souls. You don't know how you know that, you just do. You can just look at it and you go, that's a soul in that jar. It is an innate, primal knowledge that you have. And I think for both of you, you would have to stop to stare at the souls. So can both of you make me another wits and investigation roll, not awareness?
Spent a willpower to get an extra 1, so we're at 2 now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Doing
I'm
so good.
sorry. Imogen is freaked the fuck out because Imogen doesn't do
yeah.
Oblivion shit like this. Not like Adelaide and Maria do. So Imogen's freaked the fuck out.
A little bit, yeah. Yep.
So 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 successes.
Yeah. You look at these souls and you really investigate them, how bright they are. But also there's a darkness within them. It flickers in the center. It shimmers almost. And you know, based on that roll, these are kindred souls in these jars.
I think Adelaide has crouched down and is like far enough away where she's not touching the jar.
This is fascinating.
I'm so glad you think so.
I didn't know we had souls.
Imogen, as you're looking around, you also see there's a large mural here that depicts a carnival of corpses dancing beneath a moon of blood, and the mural is moving. You really see them dancing.
I think she says, wait, what? And then that catches her eye, and she's just fixated on it.
There's rows and rows of us?
And then looking up.
What are you looking at?
And Imogen says they're dancing. No, it is this. She stopped herself.
That's when both of you hear a very loud voice that says, "Bienvenue, mes petites cadavres. You have come to visit. You crossed the veil just to see the dock, eh?" And he speaks very similarly to Akua. Even the cadence and the mannerisms are similar. His flesh looks as if it has long corroded away. It's hanging off of his bones in grayish tatters. His grin is huge, unnaturally so, impossibly wide, and his teeth look like small tombstones that are perpetually wet. He's wearing a top hat that's cracked and rimmed with what you assume and hope is mold. And it sits sort of askew on his skull because there's not really enough skin there to call it a head anymore. And his eyes are like 2 pinpricks of corpse light. And you both have seen this multiple times from Akua. When Akua reaches across the veil, reaches beyond to see what exists maybe in the future or in the past, for a split second he looks this way, but Baron Samedi looks this way all the time. His eyes are like 2 white pinpricks in this skull that is his head. There's almost a groaning as he speaks, an undertone, everything that he says. Every word that he says, there's almost like when you eat something and there's an aftertaste, there's like an after effect when he's done talking of groaning wood. Thank you for your wonderful gifts. I enjoyed them very much.
We're so glad.
And he turns and he shows you they're all on display right behind him. Everything that you offered is here, including the bodies.
And look, realizing she's still holding the cigar, is it still lit?
It is.
Would you care for one more gift?
And he goes, delightful. And he holds his hand in his hand. As he holds his hand out, all of these insects crawl out of his sleeve and drop down his fingers as he holds his hand out. That is mostly skeletal with just a little bit of flesh on it, not much.
She will delicately place the cigar in his hand.
He puts it in his mouth and he takes a very long drag and lets the ash just sort of fall. He walks up to over where all of this tribute is, and behind it is sort of a chair that's falling apart, and he sits down, he swings his leg over it, and he says, "So, why is it that you want a meeting with Doxan?"
Our cousin asked us to come for you.
Yes.
About the Singer of Light.
One of my least favorite topics.
Mine as well.
You see, we have so much in common. It's why I had to invite the two of you.
Is that why our distaste for the story we find ourselves in?
Perhaps. I didn't know that at the time. But you are both similar to me, as we are all of us the same. Slayers of kin. You have killed ones you consider to be brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers. And that is why you are welcome in my domain.
Imogen's, the corners of her lips threaten to drop into a frown, but she...
Your coterie don't understand what it really means to have to push yourself to pure decadence like that.
No, they do not.
The shedding of familial blood, is there anything more hedonistic than that?
Adelaide's thinking about that scene of her jumping on her father. No, there's not.
Excellent. So, I do not want to talk about your cousins who wouldn't understand us. They couldn't possibly understand the likes of us. But you want to talk about the Singer of Light. Why?
She is attached to the Shadowbane, and I would like to know...
She is not attached to the Shadowbane. You sound exactly like her.
Like who?
The Singer of Light.
So she's not attached.
She is attached in the same way that I told her all of those, that over a millennia ago. I told her it was made by her kind, and only one of her kind can do it, and that is the extent of the attachment. Her fascination and obsession with it is not my problem. But she made it my problem. Why are we talking about her?
She exists Still,
Yes, I know.
her soul.
Yes, I know.
It has caused much of an uproar in the city of Berlin.
Yes, well, she does that. She causes much of an uproar everywhere. I understand that you are, perhaps, my dear child Akua made you fearful. No need to be fearful. Ask your questions. Ask them simply and plainly, and with great intent. And he turns the lid of the Crown Royale and begins drinking right out of the bottle, and you watch the liquid just spilling. You can't see it because he's wearing clothes, but it just starts wetting his clothes and spilling out of him everywhere.
So she is split apart now, and that is why she is not herself?
Yes. Yes, I told her how to do it.
To split herself?
Yes, I have I'm very good with souls.
I saw your collection.
Do you like it?
I do. No, I had no idea that we actually had souls.
Yes. What do you think you absorbed into your body when you ate poor Ibrahim?
I suppose his memories and his blood, but...
You felt it. No, do not lie to me, Adelaide. I know that you felt the spark. You felt it, a light in your mind, and extinguish. I know you felt it. I felt it too. Delicious.
That's what that was.
It is the soul, of course. And now it lives in you. Your soul was stronger, and it obliterated it. Delightful.
Yes.
I had no idea. I suppose you learn something new every day. And what a place to learn something new.
Yes, it took me many centuries to create my own pocket away from the clan of death, where only those I wish to be here will be here, and those I wish to leave will be expelled.
I do find the majority of our family are very needy.
Yes, that is accurate. So, what do you want? What do the kids say? You want the 411? Do the kids still say that?
I did not spend a lot of time as a child, but I did not hear it from Kindred lips, no.
What do you want to know?
The soul being apart seems to be causing more problems than good, and it seems that the story will repeat if not put back together and solved.
So, you want Doxan to put the soul back together for what Behesht separated.
If that would help in solving the issues that are going on in the city that are affecting the Shadowlands.
Everything is a give and take. It will solve one problem, but I can't guarantee that it won't cause another. That is sort of how it works.
Yes.
That was my follow-up question, is what repercussions or consequences would come from that, if you
I
know.
cannot predict those things for you. Not because I couldn't. I don't want to. It is much more interesting if you don't know. Don't you think?
Having seen someone who had lived a long life, it does tend to get boring if there's not something new.
Exactly. So, Behesht. You see, I don't... She was a will worker once. A very long time ago. And she, got into a little bit of a problem, I think you could call it, where she ran across Cappadocius, the founder of the Clan of Death, the first founder, the original founder. She attempted to take his prize, the Shadowbane, and he didn't like that. So he embraced her. And she spent a very, very long time trying to be better at being death than him. So much did she spend her time that she spent a lot of time right here in the Shadowlands. So much time that she was able to pull me out of the Shadowlands and lock me in a human form. She tortured me for centuries until I could teach her how to bring her avatar back. But of course I can't. That is not the way it works. The best I could do for her was teach her how to pull it out of the karmic cycle and put it into someone else, and then she could do what she wanted from there. But of course, she didn't release me, as she promised. Instead, she allowed Augustus Giovanni to find me, locked in my cage as I were, and he took it upon himself to embrace me.
They seem to do that, yes.
Yes, I do hate the Giovanni. No offense, dear.
None taken.
I, in general, hate the clan that I was embraced into, so I can understand Behesh's anger. I can understand why she'd want to do these things, but I still don't like her.
I can understand that hate. Being locked away. And having to deal with the consequences of others. Of your family.
I told her how she could rip her avatar from the cosmic cycle. That's what gives these will workers their ability to manipulate the natural things of this world. I told her she could put it into an object of her choosing. Its cycle of reincarnation had to go somewhere, so it went into the mortal part. At least I think that's what she wanted it to go into, but these things tend to go wrong because they go against the natural order. Death is the natural order, reincarnation and transcendence, creation, stasis, and decay. These things are natural. What Behesh did was taboo in every way, and I have to respect that. I do like that about it. The kindred soul was supposed to just fade away, but like the parasite she made of it, it stuck around, moving forever through the blood, and now that the Hecata encompass many bloodlines, who knows where it is?
That is a lot to take in. A lot to process.
We do, in fact, have a very good idea of where it is.
Wonderful. Well, as far as I know, the kindred soul went somewhere, the mortal soul went somewhere, and the avatar is stuck to some object in the Skinlands. There is no equivalent here in the Shadowlands, or I would have found it myself and made Behesht have a very, very bad second millennia after what she did to me. So it exists only in the Skinlands. It's unique. It's a unique object. If you can, bring all of these things to me, the mortal, the kindred soul intact, and the object, and the body of Behesht, wherever it is, I could put it all back into Behesht and essentially do a parasitic removal of where the soul shouldn't be. The soul wants to be together where it belongs. The avatar wants to return to the karmic cycle from where it was ripped, and the kindred soul of Behesht wants to return to where it belongs. It would be quite... Well, easy isn't the right word, but I mean, it's easy for them because they want to be together. Forcing it back into place is a little bit more difficult, like if you've ever dislocated a shoulder.
Yes.
I could do this, if this is what you want.
If one of these things was destroyed, it would just start things over again? Or say the avatar was destroyed.
Ah, if the avatar was destroyed, I can't possibly predict what would happen, he says with a very large smile.
May I insight check the bear?
You don't have to. He knows what would happen.
He knows exactly what would happen. Okay, yeah, that checks.
I would require a very significant sacrifice to do this for you.
What would it be that you would ask of us?
He takes off his top hat, and you see just the barest of the skull, and he puts the top hat in front of him, and he reaches into it, pulls something out in his hand, puts the top hat back on, and then he pulls it down, and it's a little leather pouch. And he tosses it to you, Imogen. Open it.
She, again, her composure, she opens it, trying not to be freaked out.
And inside are several coins. They're black and rough. I would require a sacrifice of one of every bloodline of the Hecata. Simply remove them from their life force. Not diablerie. And he looks at you, Adelaide. Place this coin under their tongue after you have undone them, taken off their head, for example. That's probably the best way to do it. Sunlight might make it a little bit more difficult for you to get the coin in there. And their souls will come here. Once I have every soul of one of the members of the Hecata, the Bloodlines, just one, I think that's reasonable. Bring me the objects I require. Behesht, the kindred soul, the mortal soul, and the avatar's object. And I will remove what Behesht has done and put it all back where it belongs.
That is a very generous offer.
Yes, I know.
I will need to speak with the others about this.
And
Of course.
Adelaide looking at Imogen.
Yes, Imogen is looking down at the coins.
And the Baron sort of stands up out of his chair and he says, I understand that you need to take time to figure this out. I understand it. You need to talk about it with the lesser of us. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
I will sweeten the deal. Because you won't find another one like this. You could ask for centuries. If you agree to my terms, simply tell Akua. And when you have all the items that I need, now when you put the coins in the mouths of the kindred that you designate to be sent to my domain, I will know it. But when you have all the objects that I need to do the ritual, to reverse what has been done, simply tell Akua, and I will come to you. It has been many years since I've visited with my child.
We will do so, should we agree.
Yes, if you do not agree, you need not tell me. Is there anything else? Perhaps I should reiterate one more time. Just for clarity's sake. The Shadowbane I cannot help you with. And he says it almost angrily, as if he's reliving some sort of trauma from it. That is not ours. We could use it, most assuredly. The power within it can be wielded by those strong and capable enough. But we did not make it, it is not ours. Whether Cappadocius believed otherwise or not is irrelevant, because it isn't.
So throwing it into a maelstrom would cause problems then, yes?
There are always problems in the Shadowlands.
Yes. If we keep the objects apart, will that help it not come to fruition until if we bring it to you?
Keep the objects apart. Unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure what you're asking, but I think you should remember, these things want to be together.
Yes.
They desire to be together. Their natural state is to be one. I do not know if there is any force that you could exhibit, as talented as both of you are, in slaying, that could keep them apart.
They will always come back together.
Yes. You see, whatever she did, now I wasn't privy to the ritual that she did. Whatever she did, she tied it to the fate of the Shadowbane. And fate is a little bit more nebulous than what creatures like ourselves are used to dealing with. We must operate within the bounds of what we understand, of the way that the world that we choose to live in works. Will workers can remake the rules.
Yes. They can.
I have all the time to wait for you. I don't think you can say the same.
No, we cannot.
So, bring it to your lessers. And, I suppose if we shall see each other again, we shall see each other again.
Thank you for inviting us here.
You've been a most gracious, hospitable host.
Yes.
Adelaide's very genuine. Like, she's looking around knowing she has to leave, and this is so fascinating.
I would like to offer you a gift, Adelaide. I know you want one. But what exists here can't leave here.
No. I figured as much.
Everything here, everything that I am offered, is bound to me, and it goes where I go. And no, I see the thoughts and the wheels moving in your mind. I can't teach you such a thing. The way that you are learning of the bastardization of what I can do that you have beginning to learn from Ibrahim.
Yes.
I am something far greater than he ever was. I miss it. I wish I could be it again, but as I said, fate is not something in the realm of my control.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunate for us all. Is there any final questions before I allow you to return to the Skinlands?
What happens when someone dies and they're ripped from the Shadowlands? What does that leave them with?
That is an extremely broad and nebulous question. Can you be more specific?
I'm not sure that I can.
Well, I can, because I can see what you're thinking. You're in my domain, so your thoughts belong to me. You're wondering if the people that you have killed, maybe a specific person, if their soul was ever here, and what happened when they came back to life, let's say, unlife. Isn't that the parlance that we should use? You're asking what happened to their soul?
Yes.
Well, it went back through the shroud, through the veil, back into their body, and carried with it all the pain of this wonderful place. What do you know about the Shadowlands? I don't recall either of you ever being here before.
Admittedly, precious little. It is not my specialty.
No, there's no orgies here. At least not any you'd want to be a part of.
And I've never been. I deal more with the bodies left over when they pass here.
False life without the soul.
False life without the soul, yes.
I enjoy that as well. It is fun.
It is.
When you come here, works different. I'm using you in a general way to the average. We are not average, you and I. In the average sense, if you are present here, it is because you have, let's call it unfinished business in the Skinlands. A piece of who you were, or what mattered to you, or perhaps the cause of your death being very, very traumatic, gets stuck in the Skinlands, and you get stuck to it. So your soul is trapped here in the land of the dead, hoping to resolve whatever it is that's keeping you here. But in order to survive long enough to even work your way to figuring out what that is, where it is, or how you go about doing it, well, you have to survive. There's a whole society down here. There are cities. There's an economy. There's more dangers down here than mortals ever had in their lives. Your sister very likely had to survive long enough for her corpus not to have been rent in twain and turned into a lamp or something.
I see.
Those coins were once the corpi of wraiths. They weren't fast enough or strong enough to survive. And so I turned them into something useful, unlike themselves.
So that is what we saw on our walk here. Those are what was once corpi?
Yes.
Or they are corpi?
A corpus is their body. They are wraiths. They are the echoes, the spirits of once was. Everything that you stand on, the walls breathe and the mural moves because they were once spirits. I have fashioned them into something far more useful to me. Isn't it nice? And he looks over at his mural that's dancing.
I do find the mural very fascinating, yes.
So is it each piece, each moving part was once a corpus?
Yes. The floorboards, the walls, the very land you stand upon. Soul forging is a particular gift I enjoy.
And then the feathers that are on the skinland side, it's just a tether that we pull.
Yes. And unfortunately, when I turn their bodies into furniture, well, the fetter doesn't mean anything anymore. Too late.
That makes sense. The tie being cut.
So, to answer your question, Imogen Giovanni, Arianna Giovanni, had to have been strong enough to survive for several months. Oh, and you should know that time moves differently here. You've been here approximately 2 months.
2 months.
It's only been a few minutes here, but in the Skinlands, it's been about 2 months.
I do thank you for your hospitality.
An enlightening 2 months.
Yes.
Is that your way of saying, we are ready to go? That's a joke. I know what you're thinking.
I figured that it was unnecessary. Given you know.
Adelaide Novak, Imogen Giovanni. It has been a high honor to have hosted you. But now it is time for you to go. And as he says that, both of you are ejected. And where you land is not at Cleopatra's. You land randomly in an alleyway in a part of Berlin that you rarely have ever been to. It's a part called Schöneberg. And both of you land rather roughly out of this portal. Please, both of you take a point of superficial damage. Arianna, earlier tonight, as you do every night, you perform your ceremony in order to check up on your blood relatives, and you've noticed that Imogen has been missing for 2 months. Let me know what's been going through your head thinking that Imogen's been gone for 2 months, because you checked up on Tullio, and Tullio didn't seem to know where she was.
I think there's a multitude of thoughts. The first being, you idiot, you lost my sister. And then there's the thought, well, I'd get you all to myself then. And so I think she is only so helpful that would satisfy Daddy.
So, again, you do the ritual. Of course, Irma is right here. No need to find her. Tullio's always where he tends to be, in and around Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
You do the ritual again, and this time it pings Imogen. It pings Imogen very faintly, as if she is crossing the veil. She was in the Shadowlands. And you know where she's going to cross into the Skinlands. You know the exact location because of the ceremony that you do. Can you make me your rouse check for this evening?
Oh, yes, I can. We get hungrier.
Well, that puts you at 1 hunger.
1 hunger. Okay. Let me mark that off. Okay.
So, you inform Lucius that Imogen has re-emerged. You tell him she was in the Shadowlands, and he gives you the invitation that he was going to send you to go give to Tullio, but instead that he wants you to give to Imogen now, and he sort of points at 3 random people who are here at his club, and he says, go with her. And these 3 people are Romeo Pudinesca, Gemma Milliner, and Delvina Pisanobe.
She, of course, accepts and gives her father a little kiss on the cheek before she leaves. And she appraises these 3. She does know that at least one of them is strong and capable.
Yes, that would be Delvina. You have at least one powerful person here. You have a Pudinesca who, whatever, Pudinescas or whatever. And then you have one of Hamish Milliner's children.
Mm-hmm.
Not his embrace childer, but like one of his relatives, you think.
Yeah.
And so Romeo is the only one who seems reticent. Actually, you can give me a wits and insight on everybody.
Okay, let me
on your crew, on your new posse, your temporary posse for the night.
7 on a crit.
Delvina is completely loyal to the idea of the Crown of Shadows, to the idea of finding the Shadowbane. That's pretty obvious. She's an older woman, but she's very confident in her abilities. Gemma Milliner is also pretty dedicated, maybe not so much to Lucius and the Shadowbane. She seems to be very dedicated to the Milliners. So if the Milliners are doing this, then she's all in.
Okay.
Romeo looks like he'd rather be on fire than be here.
That can be arranged. She is going to put a pin in that, keep it in the back of her mind. Like, all right, I see you. You're someone to watch for. Mm-hmm. But she doesn't make any remarks. I think there's a little bit about this that is fun for her. And she's going to test him throughout the night. Test that loyalty, that family loyalty.
Gemma has she has 2 9mm. Romeo just has brass knuckles. He's not bringing a gun, apparently, and neither is Delvina.
Okay. Do I have weapons?
Yeah.
Other than these hands?
You do, yeah.
Okay, so I think says goodbye to her father. And frankly, he is the only person she tells that she found Imogen. She knows where she is. And she is going to be doing a quick clean of her weapons before placing them on her body. And then looks to the 3 and says, it's time to go.
And Gemma and Delvina pretty quickly fall in line, but Romeo, who is sort of, adjusting his jacket, he's dressed very nicely. He always is. Like most of the Pudinesca try and dress as nicely as possible, even if they don't really know what they're doing. And he says, so where is it that we're going?
To go find a friend.
And why are we packing for this? Is it not really a friend?
You never know what's out there.
Sure. Lead the way, boss.
Yeah, she grins, but it is that malicious, predatory grin before she leads them out to what I assume is a car.
Yes. Do you drive, or who would you like to drive?
She makes Romeo drive.
I knew you were going to say that. All right. It's fine. He has 3 dots in drive. He drives. Delvina and Gemma are sitting, Gemma sitting in the front with Romeo, and Delvina is sitting in the back with you. Would you like to talk to them about anything, or would you like the drive to be silent?
Silent.
Perfect. So, moving back over to Imogen and Adelaide, you both have taken a point of superficial damage. Evio has landed hard on your literal asses on the ground. You realize that your clothing is not wet, however, from being in the swamp. That was not a thing that carries over into the skinland, so you're perfectly dry, except your bottoms, which are wet from the actual moisture of the cement.
Months. We have to go back.
2 whole months.
Who checks their phone? Doesn't work. It's broken.
Awesome.
Nobody said, hey, I'm leaving my phone here at Akua's place. I'm not taking it. So you took your phones with you into the Shadowlands, and those phones don't work.
Casino buy me a new one.
Yeah. It's been 2 months.
Imogen clutches her phone and her hand is shaking as she's holding it, and she's furiously tapping the screen with it not working, and she just, in a flashbanger, chucks it
He did warn us that things don't transfer over well.
Yes.
Imogen in your hand is still, however, something did transfer over. And that is the leather pouch with the black coins in it.
Still have this.
Yes. But those did used to be part of here, so that makes sense.
Imogen looks at Adelaide, trying to not direct her anger at her, but just like, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself kind of vibe.
Would you prefer that I hold on to them? I know you are very uncomfortable in there.
Yes, I hope that wasn't too obvious. And I'll hand it over to Adelaide.
He literally was reading our thoughts.
Oh,
That's tuck it into her pocket.
That's right.
Yes, but you tried your best, and I think that was appreciated.
So for
Yes.
clarification, the night you left was the night that Edgar, Tulio, and Maria went to go visit the werewolves. It has been 2 months since then. You have no idea if they made it out of there. Berlin's still standing, apparently, so that's great. But you have no idea what's happened with anyone.
That's the list Adelaide is running down. Like, we have no sense of like direction right now. So we're gonna control what we can control, which is putting the coins away. And then Adelaide's gonna start walking so we can find exactly where we are, because I don't think, even though you, the storyteller, told us where we are, I don't think we know where we are. Yeah. So walking down the alley and getting a beat on where we are. There's no payphones anymore. So
Unfortunately, here in Germany there is. We still have internet cafes.
I would love to try and find an internet cafe.
Yeah. You can start looking and you can start walking.
What do you think?
I think she composes herself. I think that was what he considers very generous. I'm sure Edgar would be very eager to sacrifice members of the bloodline so that he can have his wife can be whole again. I, however, think that's a little, I don't know.
You understand he would lose her, right?
Can I get a wits and insight from Adelaide? Actually, make it a wits and politics.
I have 5 successes.
It's easy to forget because Imogen always calls herself Imogen Lamia. And it's easy to forget that not everyone in the Bahari are Lamia. A lot of them are adopted from clans outside of the Hecata. Perhaps Imogen is so reticent because Imogen cannot embrace new Lamia, and she would have to choose from the pool of her own daughters, as there is no other Lamia that you know of that exists in Berlin. Either she would have to choose from the pool of her own daughters who already exist, or tell one of her daughters to embrace someone new for a sacrifice. Which seems maybe overstepping for a brand new mother of the Bahari.
And in Adelaide's mind, the Bahari are about sacrifice, so she doesn't see why Imogen would have an issue with it.
No, Imogen is thinking those exact thoughts, doing that math, and just, it seems like a tall ask. That's all.
7 kindred. Well, no. Yes. Bloodlines. In order to not have everything fall into chaos. This is not me trying to sway you one way or the other. I just am providing the information.
No, and I appreciate that. I don't know how. I do know how, and it causes me pain to think how we would get one of my own, one of the Lamia.
Yes. it would be a big ask of you. For him, not so much.
Right.
And that's when a car screeches on the street. And Arianna, you're, basically pulling on Romeo to slam the brakes down onto the car as you see Imogen and Adelaide coming out of this alleyway. And he slams on the brakes and he says, "Jesus fuck, woman, get off me."
Don't be so angry. She looks for a second. She's looking at Imogen and Adelaide. And how do they look to her? Like, do they look disheveled? Do they look...
Disheveled? No, they look like they're in very serious conversation.
I see. So she essentially like kicks the door open and says, "We're here," as like offhandedly to the others, and then comes walking around, comes up close to them. "Hello, sister. You've been gone a long time. What were you doing in the Shadowlands?"
Why, so you could report it back to Lucius.
"Tulio, he was worried about you."
Which is why I must return to him, sister.
"He's fine. Nothing to worry about. He was just worried about you."
Of course, Adelaide, you see that Arianna is not alone. And of course, you remember Arianna. You remember her body being in your father's lab. She still has that concaved in forehead and the eye that sort of droops down a little bit too low. She's not alone. She's with 3 other members of the Hecata. You know who they are. Romeo Pudinesca, Gemma Milliner, and Delvini Pisano. You know them. You've known them from family dinners, at the very least.
Adelaide's taking in Arianna because now she's alive.
Mm-hmm.
Adelaide's doll, essentially, is now walking around, and the one she took care of, and is kind of like assessing where she had tried to put things back when she was a cadaver, and it seems to have stayed rather than decomposed. So she's proud of that work. So she's assessing Arianna and then turns to the rest of them and smiles.
You've been gone a while too.
Not by choice. She's looking at Adelaide now. Does Arianna remember?
No. At the time, that was just your body being magically, let's just use that word, preserved. Your soul was not there.
So yeah, I think if that's the case, I think she's just looking at Adelaide in interest. And then her eyes shoot over to Imogen. "So you replaced me."
That's what you want to call... No. I can never replace you. But Imogen has, on instinct, stepped in front of Adelaide, and I'd like to activate prowess.
It's a rouse check. Imogen is also wearing a very ornate crown.
Huh.
When Imogen steps in front of Adelaide, Adelaide still is like off to the side, like, you know, when you see someone you haven't seen in a long time and you're just like interested in how they're doing. That's the look on Adelaide's face.
You can definitely tell that
Arianna.
Arianna doesn't have that look. Arianna doesn't know who you are.
Yeah. It's only a little upsetting to Adelaide because she took care of her. Because Adelaide views bodies very different than other people do.
You activate prowess. Do you get hungrier?
Sorry, yes, I get hungrier.
Of course you do. All right. So you are at 2 hunger now. You notice that the 3 of the people that Arianna brought with them are just sort of leaning against the car. They're not making any moves. They're waiting on Arianna. But one of them, Gemma Milliner, she seems to be packing. She has guns on her.
Clocking that. Come here looking for a fight?
Right. I wouldn't hurt family.
Sure you wouldn't.
She looks over at Adelaide and gives her a wink, and then says, I like the crown. Looks good on you. That's from your cult, right?
Heavy is the crown, as they say.
I wouldn't know anything about heavy hits.
I'm not going to bicker with you, Arianna. What do you want?
I told you, I came looking for you. Tulio was worried.
Have
Do you
you
need
been
a ride?
Have you been talking with Tulio?
Well, he came to see me.
Did he now?
For what?
For you. Imagine his wife-to-be. I don't think you guys have made that official yet, but wife-to-be vanishes. No idea where you went. And he knew I knew how to find out. And I found you. So, have arrived. Do you want to ride back?
I'm capable of walking, thank you.
Always so serious, Imogen. Adelaide, would you like a ride back?
From where exactly?
Well, I would think further into Berlin, probably home. Unless there's somewhere you'd like to stop first.
So we're on the edge of Berlin.
Quite far out. Imagine my surprise.
Imogen is just staring daggers into Arianna, waiting for anyone to make a move.
Why don't you leave your 3 companions here then? And we can take a ride.
So she's going to look at Adelaide and say, why do you think they're a threat?
I just know how they know how to walk away. It shouldn't be a problem for them.
Walk away. And she turns and looks at them and is inquisitive eyebrow up at them.
And Romeo sort of just rolls his eyes. I can get another car here. We can follow you if they're uncomfortable sitting with us.
Then it's all figured out. They'll get another car. We could take a little ride together.
And Adelaide's going to put a hand on Imogen's shoulder.
Look at Adelaide, and Imogen looks almost just she's ready for a scrap if need be. She's uncomfortable, she's angry, but she kind of softens looking at her cousin and finally nods.
Delvina says, I do not feel comfortable leaving you alone with them. They must acquiesce to at least one of us in the car. You are outnumbered.
They're family. They're not enemies.
We are all family.
Do you find me to be a threat?
Yes.
Good.
Romeo, you can come with us.
Oh, joy. Let me guess, I'm driving?
No, I think Adelaide can drive.
Great.
And she's going to open the back door and gesture for Imogen to go in the back door. No, I lied. Not the back door. The front door.
So Imogen in the passenger seat?
Yeah, in the front passenger seat.
Okay. Adelaide in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
And Romeo and Arianna in the back.
Adelaide turns the mirror down so it's looking in the back seat.
Yes. Before Imogen climbs in, she thinks of all the ways that Arianna could attack her from behind and makes mental notes of how she could counter such a thing and anticipate it, and then gets in the seat.
She shuts the door gently, and we'll get in the back seat. And there's this slight grin on her face. She's kind of enjoying seeing Imogen uncomfortable.
Adelaide's going to start the car and start driving back towards the area that is Cleopatra's. Even though my car has probably been towed by now.
Yeah, taking me to Kreutzberg, and I'm just saying this because this is my time. We have be about a 30-minute drive.
Okay. So you came to find your sister
Yeah.
for Tulio?
Yes. Like I said, he was very worried. However, I do have something for you. Both. And she's gonna image around. If she has like a physical representation of this invitation,
You do.
she will pull that out and slide it down Imogen's shoulder so that it's just hanging there. And she can feel Arianna's contact.
Yeah, Imogen, she flinches and reaches for a hand. I think her fingertips brush Arianna's hand before just seizing the paper and looking at it.
It's got the seal of Clan Hecata, the 3 masks of Janos. But you open it, and it seems to be an invitation written not in Lucius's hand, but written in Urbano Pisanobe's hand, the head of the Pisanobe bloodline here in Berlin, or at least was when we were a united Hecata. Seems like 100 years ago. Inviting you to his yearly hunt. That is all that it says. And to provide this invitation at the door.
Thinking about it, would I know what this means? Yearly hunt?
You certainly were never invited before. And even if Alexander was invited to things, which he would have been as a head of a bloodline, he didn't go.
No, we had things to do.
Arianna's hands slide down Imogen's shoulder so that she's almost like hugging her from behind and is leaning forward and says, "Tell me you're gonna go."
What? Go to what? What is this?
It's a party.
It's a hunt. What are we hunting?
Does Arianna know?
Yeah. Urbano Pisanobe is a Montero. He enjoys, let's call it a fox hunt, but replace foxes with people.
Oh, food. Hunting food.
Food.
Come on, Imogen. Say you'll go. We can hunt together like we did when we were little. Although it'll be different this time around.
You know so much about me. If you can track where I go, you should know what I hunt.
I think there is a little chuckle from Arianna. So it won't be a problem. And she pulls away and sits back in the seat.
So we're going on a hunting party. Or we were invited.
Yes.
Adelaide's gonna kind of reach out a hand for the invitation.
It's crumpled in the corner, but she hands it over.
And is gonna glance at it.
Yep. It just says to Urbano Pisanobe's yearly hunting party.
The Pissanobes.
Now, you, of course, remember Lamar Pisanobe, who helped you rescue Bella at one time and to save Katrin and, fortunately, not Kenneth. But he was taken when the Sabbat attacked the Bahari Manor. Hector, Lamar, and Beatrice Putanesca, you haven't seen them since.
We will attend.
That makes me happy to hear. Finally get to see you in action, Adelaide.
It is nice to actually see you animated.
You were there.
What do you mean there? Well, you were dead. Yes, I took care of you. I'm glad to see that shaping our nails helped during the embrace.
I appreciate it. And she looks at her claw-like nails.
I'm sorry that there was not more I could do. More.
You mean this? No problem. Just serves as a reminder.
There are things that remind us of what was, and there are things that can remind us of what can be. Do you not agree?
And is looking out of the corner of her eye at Imogen.
The question becomes, is it what it was or what it can be? Again.
No. You misunderstand me. Things cannot be the same. But changes can be made.
You always did see the world in a binary, Arianna.
I don't like to overcomplicate, Imogen.
So is this the only reason to find your sister Fortulio and to give us this?
Oh, I was interested in why you were in the Shadowlands. That's not a place that anyone would want to be.
Have you ever been?
Yes, I have. Don't remember too much. But I remember how it felt.
That must be a rough awakening then.
She leans forward, so she's like in between the seats on like the middle console and is looking at you, completely unconcerned with having Imogen at her back. You could say that. As I said, I don't remember all of the details, but I am glad I'm back.
Good. I wish to see what you do with it.
When you were taking care of me,
Yes.
what was happening with my body?
What do you mean? Just where you were?
Huddy, because the situation with her skull, she also has a stab wound.
Yes, she does.
Is this like gaping still, or is it like
Yes, it is.
sewn up?
It was stitched up.
Okay.
It was stitched up, but it's still there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's no healing that could happen.
No.
Whatever Alexander allowed Adelaide to do, once the Ashen Relic took place, the best Adelaide could do was brush your hair and shape your nails and fix your eyebrows and maybe change your outfits. After that, you were preserved in whatever state you were in until Alexander undid the ritual.
So then she sort of like, you see she's wearing this like fishnet situation. You hear the like tinkling of the chain she's wearing, and she just kind of pries it apart enough so you can see this slit in her chest and says, "It won't heal."
Adelaide, still keeping focused on the road, just kind of glances over and kind of touches at it.
No, there was not much I could do. I did try to stitch it up, but it would not take. You were preserved.
She just puts her hand over Adelaide's for a moment. Thank you for doing what you could.
You were my guest.
I hope to be your guest in a different way. We do have eternity after all.
The chance at it, yes.
She will move back.
Romeo sort of pipes up. I don't know where you're driving us, but it looks like you're trying to head into the middle of the city. Is that right?
Is that a problem?
No. It's just it looks like you're heading into Kreutzberg, and if you're trying to go to Bergane, I wouldn't.
I was not. Why would I not go to Bergamo?
Never mind. Just, I wouldn't. And he sort of slumps back in his seat.
I'll stop the car right here.
No
It's-
need.
Romeo's just like, whatever.
What happened at Bergane?
Oh. The witch is gone.
I see. Gone as in has left.
Did she meet final death?
Who knows? Not a clue. She's just not here anymore.
And what of the Duskborn?
Yeah, that's sort of, I didn't want to, it's not important, I guess, but they've sort of set up shop in there and it's gotten real weird in there, from what I've heard.
Thank you for the information.
No problem.
At least he's useful for something.
There is kind of a look of like, for something from Arianna. So, what were you up to?
Another invitation.
I don't see how that's your business, Arianna.
For family, it's all my business. Especially when it involves you.
And what have you been up to?
Oh, this and that. You know. Things are a little chaotic. Much work to do. Edgar has not made it easy.
Lucius has probably been keeping you rather busy then.
She sort of smiles, but it's that like kind of sinister, predatory kind of smile that she seems to not be able to shake. But her eyes aren't that in this moment. Like she's looking at Adelaide like a friend, like family. Yeah, a little bit of running around here and there, keeping tabs on things. Messes, lots of messes to clean up. My God, you guys are messy.
Yes, we didn't actually get a chance to talk about everything he was up to during our dance. But he did say he was an open book.
He is. All you have to do is ask. Ask the right questions and he will give you the answers you need.
Is it the answers you need or the ones he wants to give you?
Sometimes they're the same thing.
There is an important distinction though when they are not.
I never knew Lucius to be entirely honest.
I think there is just a flash of anger there, a twitch in the muscles of her face. You didn't really know Dad at all, did you? Didn't stop you from doing what you did, though.
Are you... So she actually turns around to look back at Arianna and bores into her. Are we going to forget you attacked me first?
I was doing what I was told. Do you really think that I'm not mad at you for doing it? I just want you to get over it. You carry it around like a bag of fucking bricks.
Then stop bringing up your fucking face to me.
Why?
Because you carry it around like a bag of fucking bricks.
Romeo sort of puts his arm out and just sort of taps on the back of Imogen's headrest. Says, "Oh, ladies, please, we're in a car and it's moving."
I said I could stop it.
Yeah. Look, Arianna, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm fine.
Okay.
Storyteller, I have been observing Arianna for a good amount of time and would like to use Fatal Flaw on her if I can.
Yes, that's a rouse check. And where are you going for? Mental or physical?
Physically, she is a dead body brought back. And given the little outburst, I'm going with mental.
Okay.
So, rouse check.
That is
7 successes.
It's a 6.
Okay. So basically, what this means is that should Adelaide decide to attack you, and it only lasts for the scene,
Okay.
Adelaide will know your weakest dice pool, your weakest social roll.
Okay.
Or mental roll, rather, I should say, not social.
Okay.
So, Arianna's lowest dice pool is intelligence and wits. So anything that you have, Adelaide, that requires a counter roll of intelligence or wits against, you get an extra die to it.
I'm really not mad at you, Starlight. We were doing what we had to do.
You don't have to anymore. Flower.
I hate seeing you so controlled. So reserved. You weren't like that before.
A lot can change when you die.
Yeah, I know. Come home. Imogen. Stop doing this thing you're doing. And she refers to the crown that's embedded into your head. Come home.
Adelaide, you arrive at Cleopatra's. You sort of put the car into a jolting stop here. Romeo, again, looks like he wishes he was set on fire rather than be here. Sort of jumps out of the car as soon as you stop it. And he comes around to your side and opens the driver's side, and he says, after you, I'd like my car back, please, thank you.
Adelaide's gonna take the keys out of the ignition and hold them out to him so he has to grab them.
Yes, and you can tell that he wants to. And he takes them from you, and he places something in your hand as he takes the keys from you very surreptitiously.
It's an alright vehicle. You should get it tuned up.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
And she'll exit the car. She will turn around to Arianna first.
We will see you at the hunt then.
Yeah. All of you should come.
Have a good night, Arianna.
She doesn't respond. She's looking at Imogen. How does Imogen look?
Imogen is still in that outfit with the plunging neckline, and she's got her arms crossed kind of over her chest as she gets out. And she's trying to steel herself.
Arianna will walk over to Imogen. And she raises a hand and sort of tucks some hair behind her ears. Cups her face.
Feel her jaw clench.
I miss you, but this isn't you. And she kind of her hands fall to just gently brush on the shoulder of the clothing that you're wearing.
Just as I didn't know Lucius, perhaps he didn't know me. I'll turn around.
But I did. You left me with him.
The second car pulls up with Gemma and Delvina in there. And Romeo is waiting for you to get back in. Whose car do you go back in with, Arianna?
Go back in Romeo's car.
He looks very pleased about that. I say sarcastically. Adelaide and Imogen, you watch them pull away and drive off. Arianna, I imagine your eyes never leave Imogen's as you drive, as he sort of, yeah. Adelaide, do you look at what Romeo put in your hand?
I wait until they are out of sight before I even move. Like, I'm not talking to Imogen. I'm not doing anything until they're gone. And then I look at it.
It is a crumpled note that Romeo wrote haphazardly in that car. You can tell just from the way it's written. Maybe perhaps when Arianna removed herself all the way to look at you, there was no way she could pay attention to Romeo and you at the same time. And it says, Ilsa is in danger. She knows more than what she says.
Adelaide's gonna take the note, pass it over to Imogen.
Imogen was disassociating, but then seeing that, so much has happened.
So much has happened, and we will need to get caught up as soon as possible. You should take a moment to compose yourself before we go inside.
Yeah.
That was... I am not the one to comfort you. That is Tulio's job.
And with that, I think we will end episode 2, Dark Corridors, for this evening. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Rissa, for joining us.